Them Yankees. One thing about I saw the end of the game, and Cleveland Indians they deserved to lose last night. They deserved to lose. The way that they played and squandered a lead a couple of times, and the Yankees came up strong and closed that thing out after the pitcher made. They gave him a base hit, but he just dropped the ball. He could have had an easy out, an easy double play. Dropped the ball. But anyway, the Yankees advanced. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays, though the Rays, they took the devil off of them, they advanced after sweeping the Blue Jays. So 3 teams pulled out the brooms on yesterday. And of course, right now, hey,
Jimmy,
Atlanta Braves.
Jimmy, while you were talking, right? I solved the problem while you was talking. You see, when I got off the screen, I was like a mad scientist over here. So we back. So now continue, man. I had to pat myself on the back for that one because that ain't never happened before. What else you got?
And because we're talking Major League Baseball, and I mean, like you mentioned, 8 games, a record. 2 grand slams yesterday took place. 2 grannies
By
in
who?
the same day.
By who? By who? I just want to know, Jimmy. Can you? Wow, man! I just want to know who did it.
Okay, Hunter Renfroe hit one from the Rays. Hunter Renfroe.
Give me another. Give me another. Hold up. I got something else for you.
The Yankees got a grand slam.
Hold up. Somebody hit 2 doubles last night too. I'll let you talk about him a little later.
Mookie hit 2 doubles, and the Dodgers got lucky. They win 4-2 last night. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
So when the Dodgers win, they get lucky. The Yankees win, they get lucky. The Astros, you pick up a garbage can and write mini on
it. That's my can right there, man. That's my can. That can work, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Man, I got my Yankee shirt in there, man. I got to go put it on in a minute. Wait till I take a break.
And of course, Herb said, did you see my Yankees? So now everybody come on.
Yeah,
come on.
That's our Yankees, man. Yeah.
Carry on. Exactly. The Yankees got away with, let me tell you something. The Yankees gave up 8 runs last night. That pitching for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Once you get past Garrett Cole, rest of them dudes.
Jim.
I'm gonna tell you.
Jim,
remember
a broke clock is right twice a day anyway. Just a broke clock just sitting over there. So guess what? It's all right. We all right. 8 runs one game. They might not win. Jimmy, they didn't give a 1 run the other day. So Jimmy, okay. So you average that out. 1 day, 8 one day. That's not. What's that? 4.5 points. 4.5 runs. Okay.
You don't average out no runs like that in the playoffs, man. It's the playoffs, man.
Jimmy, hold up. And they had 2 games, right? They had 8 in one game and 1 in one. Can't I average them 2 games? Can I do my own averaging? I mean,
I'm just telling you, they got lucky last night. And as far as the Yankees, that wasn't impressive. It was more the errors and the the inability.
Yeah, that dude didn't catch that infield ball. They
gave the batter a hit for that. They gave him an infield hit.
That dude dropped that ball.
I'm telling you, they say that he was going back on the back of the mound, and that made him risk. That's kind of like, hey, that's like back in the Astros 3 years ago when they had the hill in the center field of the Astros. That was kind of cute, but you run up on that hill and you can miss, it can throw your equilibrium off. Bottom line, Yankees advance. Yes, they do, and they will play the Tampa Bay Rays. Once again, the Astros await the winner of today's game between the Oakland A's and the Chicago White Sox. Oakland wins 5-3 in Game 2 on yesterday, and they advance. Of course, the National League. Guess what? I stopped watching the Braves and the Reds. That game took too long. I mean, nobody could score.
The Braves okay. Acuna didn't hit that yesterday.
Man,
that's right. It was 0-0 for a long time.
Nobody could score.
Right.
And I understand that's, I mean, and great. If you're a baseball purist, that's great. But those scoreless games are fun, are probably most fun when you're watching it from beginning to end because you're into it and you can't go away because you want to see if a guy has a chance to maybe throw a no or whatnot. But in this situation, both the Reds had runners on third base 3 times in that game and couldn't get them home. Atlanta wins the game. They deserve to win because I want to see an Atlanta versus LA matchup in the National League finals. That's what I want to see. I want to see Houston versus New York because we're gonna X off everybody that's been out there. And guess what? Hell, did you see what Carlos Carrera said? Carlos Carrera after the game, after he hit the home run in the 7th inning.
I thought we were finished talking about the Astros.
No. Let me hold on. Let me get my friend. Minute. As in Minnesota. Minnesota.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, Minute.
Go on, finish. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But Michelle ain't gonna call in, and she ain't gonna be on the show today. Michelle, Yvette gonna disappear today. She ain't gonna be on the show today. Yeah.
Guess what? It's time for a break now. We gotta go to break, and then we come back with NBA basketball. Yeah.
Go for a break.
It's time for a quick break. Come back. We got NBA basketball. Let's recap that playoff game last night, and let's see what went right and what went wrong. And coming up at the 1:30, we got Adam Coleman going to join us after the next segment with the high school preview for the weekend and some interesting news about what happened around Houston and one of the star high school players. That and a lot more in the Chop Shop. Share the show.
A quick message, quick thought about the debates last night. I was listening to different people after the debates was over and listened to a couple radio stations this morning, radio shows I'll be listening to. And to hear them say that, according to a lot of reports, the current administration debate strategy was to make it be a SHIT show. I think we all probably equally agree that they succeeded in that, if that was the case, if those allegations are true. But I say all that to say this to my people of color. If their job was to get us to throw in the towel and say, nah, man, I'm just over this. I ain't voting for none of this foolishness. All I say to y'all is this. And I hope y'all don't get mad at me for saying that. But I know damn well, if we had patience to wait on them goddamn Popeye chicken sandwich, the goddamn Popeye chicken, if we had enough patience for the Popeye chicken sandwich, I know we can weather this storm here. Some of us, we went from this part of town, we went over there looking for them, waited in line, came back the next day for them, the next day. And to my younger folk, if y'all can wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, put tents outside of people's stores, take a ticket, and wait for some goddamn Jordans all day long, I know we can have patience for this process. To my sisters who sit down for 9 to 12 hours to get some goddamn box braids, and that's with 2 or 3 people on your head. I know y'all got to have patience. To even deal with us, y'all got to have patience. So I know y'all can weather this. And regardless of what side of the aisle you stand on, man, I think we all can agree a person who can't denounce white supremacy shouldn't be running this country.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world and via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And thank you, Mr. Plies. I never listened to your music, but young man, when you don't curse like that, I can bring you on the Chop Shop. That man said, Jimmy, he said, if y'all can stand in line for them Popeye shakes, he said, I'm going to get in trouble for this. But if y'all, do you remember how them people used to go from one side of the town and stand in line? Jimmy, did you ever see those Popeye chicken lines? folks waiting for a piece of their sandwich. And if y'all had the patience, listen to what the man said. If you had the patience to do that, you're gonna have the patience because they're trying to. Now in Houston, we might be all right. But y'all got some friends in rural areas and places that they're trying to really suppress the vote. See, they think in Houston, Houston, we're going to vote. But some of these areas outside of Houston, we don't know what they're going to do. And then he said, you young kids, I remember them kids standing out all night long to get a pair of Air Jordans, Jimmy. I never could fathom that. I don't love nothing that much. I'm gonna stand outside and wait on it. And then he messed with the ladies with the box braids. I don't know what box braids are, but evidently it takes a long time. So Cynthia Guillory, hey man, I sent it out yesterday, Jimmy. I said I got a plan. I'm voting. I gave the day I'm going on. And somebody challenged me. They said they taking their whole family. So I'm going to get a group of people. We're going to just turn the vote thing into something enjoyable and something that we can be. Because there's so much stuff, Jimmy, that I want to cover this week about the stuff that happened this week on that debate and talking about why this guy couldn't denounce that. Even every bone in his body couldn't make him say that. His mouth couldn't say it. He probably wanted to say it. But Jimmy, when your spirit, your subconscious control you, when your spirit is one, that's why they say we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle with the spirits and in the world that you don't see. So there's some things going out here, man, that's unbelievable. Let's just be aware, and in the words of Jimmy Hicks, let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. So Jimmy, what you got coming back? Because I know we got Adam coming soon.
I mean, of course, we got NBA talk, of course, and last night, of course, the Lakers opened up. But I posed a question that piggybacked off of what you just said in the topic about the line and about Plies. What's the longest line you guys have ever stood in? And I'm curious to see some of your responses. The longest line that you can recall that you ever stood in coming up. And everybody has one. That's a guilty pleasure that you stood in line for something. I don't care if you go back to when you were 17, 18, 19 years old. The longest line that you stood in. And we're going to compare some of those responses as we go through the day. Meanwhile, of course, last night, Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, similar, they hit the button. You know, you got that button in the video games, Adam. They hit that button on the Miami Heat. And for one while, it was just about the time when I say, you know what? The Lakers might be in trouble. Not in trouble, but in the first quarter. Like, Miami up by 13, you know. But if you paid attention to the opponent, to the Lakers, they hadn't even begun to panic. They were like not even fazed by Miami going up like that. Miami was on fire. They were connecting shots, and all of a sudden the Lakers got hot from behind that arc. They showed what that three-point line can do to a team. And of course, next thing you know, the Lakers go on a 55-25 run to close out the half, while they had a commanding lead, 65-48 at the break, and went and cruised from there. That was and I had somebody text me. One of the coaches out there was like, "Man, Miami coming back," and I'm like, "Dude, you could tell after things that Murphy's Law had played into, and of course health comes into play. Guys start breaking down for Miami." And it was unfortunate, but in my response to them, and this should be your response, if you to understand, for everybody who want to bring up the injuries that transpired for the Miami Heat last night, here's your comeback question. Did you feel that same way or that same sympathy for Golden State last year? You see? Did you feel that same sympathy for the Houston Rockets when CP3 went down in Game 5? Did you have the same sympathy then?
No, they didn't.
So if you didn't, hold on, we can go one up. Did you have the same sympathy when Kyrie went down and Kevin Love went down on the side of LeBron on his team? Did you have the same sympathy then?
Well, I don't want to hear it. KD and Clay.
I just said I started off with Golden State. That's what I said. No, if you had the same sympathy for Golden State last year, guess what? It happens. It happens in the finals.
Russell Westbrook was hurt the whole time. John said he was hurt the whole time.
Yeah. But we talking about just went and just threw a rod, wasn't able to play no more. Those guys weren't able to go no more. When we saw what happened with Golden State last year, we saw what happened with the Rockets. CP3 didn't even suit up. We saw what happened with the and I mentioned the Cleveland Cavaliers with Kevin Love, with Kyrie. We saw what happened.
Jimmy, I'm not gonna put too much stock in this. I know we better. I mean, the Lakers are better and all that, but I thought about something. First of all, I'm gonna tell y'all something who I overlooked. And I think it's Jess or either Tiffany or Kim. One of those three ladies, they mentioned Rondo. And I'm telling you, I wrote Rondo off. I did because I saw what he was doing in the beginning of the season. People wasn't clicking with him. That guy is so valuable and gives LeBron a chance to get off the ball and roam and do. That's why he can chase down the blocks. That's why he can do this. Do certain things he does. But I never forget, Jimmy. I call it they used to dub it the Memorial Day Massacre. You remember that, Jimmy? The Memorial Day Massacre. The Celtics defeated the Lakers 148 to 114. Let me repeat that. In the first game, the Celtics beat the Lakers 148 to 14. I think it's back in the 80s. It was an embarrassed Kareem hold up, Jimmy. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had only 12 points and 3 rebounds, while Magic pulled down only 1 rebound. After the game, Jabbar apologized to his team for his terrible performance. Jimmy, the Lakers went back and beat the brakes out of Boston and won that series. Excuse me. Miami, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic ain't walking through Miami doors. Chris Bosh and D-Wade ain't walking through them doors. But sometimes the first game in the finals, it can be a blowout. It can be a blowout. Sometimes it's lopsided. I just don't think Miami just got Jimmy, I thought they could win one game. But with the injury to Dragic, I don't know, Jimmy. Who gonna take up for Dragic? Dragic's done. He got that plan. Jimmy, have you ever heard? I never had it, but I know several people that had that plantar fasciitis. I can't even pronounce the last word. Let me tell y'all something. That thing there, they say that's more. They say it's like some, and maybe somebody can tell me. They say it's like some knives sticking in your bottom of your foot, in the side of your foot. Like some knives. I mean, I don't know. Rick Brown, I've never had it. If anybody had that, explain that injury. I think they're done, Jimmy. If that guy won't make it happen. Just me.
Well, I mean, and don't get it twisted. Jimmy Butler's ankle is not going to be just the same this morning.
Jimmy, he should have been in the game. Jimmy, he was down 20-something.
Well, okay, remember this. Remember we talked early in the season, and this ain't this, but it's a case in point because you can use James Harden for so many cases in points. But remember we talked about when certain players with certain coaches, when they want to play, that coach ain't gonna stop them from getting back on that court. Obviously, Jimmy Butler bulldogged his way back on that court, and same thing for and obviously LeBron James convinced his coach that he and AD was staying on the court. He called the timeout. Did you see LeBron with a minute and something to go? LeBron called timeout and say, and did like it's like, get us out of here. We all, everybody, let's go. They were still up by almost right at 20. And that's the thing. Once again, Jimmy Butler, I mean, he's going to get, right now Miami is playing with house money. I mean, they beat the Bucks. They beat the Celtics. It wasn't even close, right? So they're playing with house money. This Laker team is just proving that really and truly, because it don't look that sexy. They really don't. When you look, I'm talking about the supporting cast. But all Jimmy, you need your supporting cast to do is do their job.
Jimmy, I said this weeks ago, and you said, I said, gotta have a star, but you got to have a hell of a number two. You got to, in the win in this game now, you got your number two got to be clutch. Your number two got to be just damn near. When you ain't got it, you got to have a hell of a number two. And guess what? Anthony Davis went wild on them people, man. What they call it? What my boy? What my man? Ken Gamble. He big boyed them guys last night, man. I mean, it's just Jimmy. When you got the Jimmy, you remember I said in a series. In the series, you got the number one player, the best player, the number two best player. Then from your three to like 8. The other team might have a better player. But them two dudes bad, man. They just too good.
Well, and the thing that was, think about it. They won this game, and Dwight Howard started. JaVale McGee DNP'd. He did not even play. Right? Even in garbage time, they gave him a night off. He didn't even play.
He was over there doing, what's all that crap what all that he doing over there? The YMCA?
That's the ring dance. He trying to get another. He finna get another ring, man. That's the ring dance. Okay. He doing the ring dance over there. He and you guess what? And Dion Waiters get a ring no matter what.
No. He don't get the ring for Miami.
Well, no. You're right. He don't get a ring, Miami. He could have qualified. They wouldn't gonna vote him to get no ring.
They wasn't gonna vote him in.
They're not gonna vote him to get no ring. Okay. But guess what? Yeah. And he did not suit up again. And I'm just wondering if they're going to suit him up at all before the series out of satisfaction. You're not going to play J.R. Smith. Put it like this. Think about it like this, guy. That was a blowout game. They were up by 30 in most of the at a good chunk of the second half. Up by 30, the Lakers were. And you still don't put J.R. Smith in the game. If you're up by 30.
Jimmy, you don't like Jimmy, what did J.R. go? You can talk to us, man. You want we go off camera? You ain't never like that dude, man.
No. Yeah, all right. We all right.
Okay.
Okay. He all right. Okay. Remember when he did his rehab down here in Houston?
Okay.
After he had got into the accident and his partner got killed in the car wreck. Remember? And JR had to come to Houston because at that time, this was about 6 years ago or so, and one of his arms, the nerves wasn't reacting right. One of his arms, like a T-Rex, was longer than the other. The other arm the nerves didn't come back to life. So to make his arm go back. Yeah, it certainly was. One of his arms was probably about this far longer than the other one. Talking about as far as length. Okay. And so he came to John, and during that time when John Lucas was, during his rehabbing and stuff, and I got a chance to, I knew I had met him in his amateur year, but kids don't remember like things. I wasn't even wearing hats back then when he come out of high school back in like 2004. So that was during that Dwight Howard class, I think he came out of. And we reconnected memories from back then at that time because Daniel Gibson was part of his class. So we go and we talk a little bit. He's good people.
Oh, great guy.
Just after the championship when he was just doing reckless stuff, like that was reckless. When in that car wreck. And he just
I had a problem with him when the twins was one of the twins was tearing him up in the gym and he sucker punched him. That's when I had a problem with him. He hit him from behind, and that's one of the problems I had.
Yeah, and so definitely see our guy Troy Prater in the building right now. Brady up in there. Welcome to
Hey,
Cox Brady Law
hey,
Firm,
tell
baby.
him to
Big
stay.
City.
Hey, tell him to stay till the
Express.com.
next break. Troy, stay till the next break. I got something for you.
We are coming up on. We're about 1 minute away from the next break, and we're gonna be joined real quick by. We're waiting on Adam Coleman to join us. School with the high school update and preview for the weekend around the football, and he'll be coming right now. So we go right now, take it to the quick break.
Okay.
Come on right back with Adam Coleman. You guys hang right there. This Chop Shop. We got a bunch of news to break today, guys. It's going down.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. And that commercial break was brought to you by the Cox Pradia Law Firm, www.coxpradialaw.com. Their telephone numbers, 713-752-2300. Put it on your refrigerator. www.bigcityaccidents.com. Those are the Chop Shop lawyers. Want them to be your lawyers. Keep that number handy. Troy Pradia, Mr. Cox, call them guys and whatever your legal needs. Jimmy, we got a special guy. Well, I mean, yeah, he's special. I mean, he been coming on every week lately, Jimmy. I mean, when they come on every week, I can't keep calling him. Well, now he's super special if he on 2 weeks in a row. But I know he wrote a great article in the Houston Chronicle. And Jimmy, I'll let you because it's your guy. This your guy. You know, y'all hang out together. I'm gonna let you introduce him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's the high school football guru, and also with the Houston Chronicle, we have Adam Coleman rejoining us, and this is a great little segment to preview what's going on, preview and update us to what's going on among the high school ranks around Greater Houston. We have breaking news right now, and one thing that we can't ignore, the elephant in the room, is this past week there was a high school coach in Alvin. You guys that aren't familiar with the geographics of the Houston area, Alvin is adjacent southeast of Houston, and that is mostly known as the hometown of Nolan Ryan, the famous Hall of Fame pitcher from the Astros, Texas Rangers, amongst others. And the high school coach at Alvin was put on leave this week after comments of allegedly he made to his team, which included the N-word and racially insensitive remarks. Adam Coleman is here with us today to give us an update on that situation, because that thing is really, especially coming in the climate that we are in nationwide. Adam, speak on it.
Let me show you something, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam, what's so unique, Adam? I had gotten this. I don't know if you saw it. Adam, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just froze up in the screen.
Okay, I'm right here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Adam, when you freeze up like that, we can hear you, but your mouth is not. Just what you do, just go out of it and come back in. You know, come back in, and pop you back in.
Okay.
Okay? Because I want to share something with you. Go do that right now. I got something I want to share with you.
Cool.
Just try it right now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and y'all, the other day, somebody sent me this because I was looking for information about it to shed light on this thing, what was going on over there. And I called, some people in the area, and I saw a post. They sent me a post from the mom of one of the kids. Okay, let me see. It's Adam. He's joining back now. Okay. Try it again, Adam. Let me see. Oh, there he is. Okay. All right.
There you
Now,
go.
I was
Okay.
rambling a little bit. So, Adam, one of the moms, I don't know, Adam, if you saw her, I don't know if you saw Leon Bell, one of the players. His
Yes.
mom pinned something on Facebook. Did you see it?
I did not see it.
Let
No.
me read it for y'all. She says, so, if you don't know me, I stay positive on my page. So yesterday, my son's first football game of the season of his senior year, but my husband and I didn't learn what was told to my son and teammates after the game until yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So the head coach had a talk with the football team during fifth period on yesterday, and the coach said to them they can't take a knee tonight during the national anthem, and continued to tell them he don't have no problem with niggers, Negroes, and black people. She said, what? So my son, Leon and Ronald, said that the team couldn't believe what he just said. So after the coach's little speech, my son Leon went to him and told him he think that was very disrespectful and he was wrong for saying that to them. And the coach reply was to do, you want to play tonight or you want to walk away? And then after that, wait a minute, and then after all of that, the coach saw that Leon was so upset, he tried to go offer my son a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah.
We were so angry, there's only 3 blacks on the team. And for the coach to belittle them, my son loved the game of football and all the people. And the coach has the nerve to let the football team, he have black in his family. And wait, a black in his, and she just finished like that. Jimmy, niggers, Negroes, and black people. Wow, Adam, you got the show, boss.
Man, I mean, I was going to try to put the situation in words, but basically what she said is basically kind of what happened and kind of what we wrote. But, you know, the thing is that the news that just broke right now is that Tim Takel, the coach, he has resigned. He officially resigned from his post. And the story that we wrote kind of touched a little bit on, you know, this wasn't just kind of a one-time thing. This was maybe one of a few incidents that have kind of been in question with the coach. There were some things in 2000, and he's only been at Alvin for 2 years, but there were some things in 2019 where he referred to black players being ashy and saying that, you know, they have lotion. I have lotion, in the office, and choosing one of the sons, I believe it was Ronald, to be in charge of all the black players because, you know, they're late. And he even asked the player why black folks always late. So it's just comments like that, you know, from what I've been told, you know, he's been saying, and, you know, I feel like it's maybe been ignored, but, you know, or maybe he believes maybe they come off as jokes, but they're really insensitive to people. And it kind of came to a head with this past incident of, you know, Leon wanted to wear, part of it was Leon was gifted a Black Lives Matter mask by his parents, and he wanted to wear it. And if there was a uniform mask that everybody else was wearing with Alvin on it or whatever, he would have worn that. But he had that mask and he wanted to wear it. And that also prompted Coach Takel to say the comment that you just said, you know, I don't have a problem with Black Lives Matter or Negroes or whatever it may have been. And then, you know, that just kind of kicked it all off, you know, and then word got out. I spoke to the family, and I think y'all mentioned this. One of the big things for them is, you know, in this social climate, you just can't say that stuff, you know. And I'm not sure if there's ever a good time to say that stuff.
There you go.
Especially coming from a white man, but in this social climate, especially, you know, right now, you just can't say those statements, you know. So they were extremely upset. Both of these boys are seniors. Both of them were hoping to maybe use their senior season to get some college interest, whatever it may have been. Right now, they are no longer students at Alvin. And of course, they're no longer part of the team, so they're trying to transfer. And then that's a whole other thing with the UIL. trying to transfer. So they're hoping that they can kind of get some UIL assistance, I guess. You know, the UIL, you can't transfer for athletic reasons. You know, y'all know that. Y'all ran into that
Right.
with a few times, but they're hoping under these circumstances they can kind of get some, you know, they can get some help. So the boys are hoping to kind of still play this year, still find a way to get on the field. But I mean, man, it's just unfortunate, man. I mean, we know Coach Tako. Everybody knows him in the Texas high school football community. He's been around a long time. Coached at Terry, BF Terry for like 26 years. He was at the University of Houston for a couple of years. Yeah.
Coach. Wasn't that Derek's high school coach?
Yeah, that was his high school coach. Yeah. So that's how some people might know him, is he coached Derek Griffin when Derek Griffin was in high school and killing it on the football field. You know, so and then of course he coached way back in the Southwest Conference days. He coached football at Texas State. He was an assistant at Texas State, TCU, director of high school relations at University of Houston. He is generally been a well-liked and popular figure in the Texas high school football community. And some people are shocked by this, shocked by, that this will come for him. But other people have come out and said, no, this is, he's had a history of this. There've been some rumblings of this.
Adam,
yeah.
Who is shocked? Tell me who's shocked. Who? So you said some people.
I think some people who I know him well. I know him well through interviewing him, and he was at Terry for a long time. Yeah, so I had never heard of anything like this before with him, and I think other coaches probably have never. So it might be in the Texas high school football community where they never heard. But if you talk to, some of his former players have come out from Terry on Facebook and said, finally they got him and things of that sort. Some of his former players have come out and said, there's been he's had a history of some of these things. So depends on who you talk to, whether it's shocking or not. But it's tough, man. It's like, it's 2020.
Yes.
And, I think all three of us can speak to some situations in our lives where we've heard people use this kind of language and people, the great people like that and things of that sort. And then you think about it, it's 2020 and it's still going on. I mean, I don't know if we should be shocked by that. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of, that's where we are. That's where we're at in this country. That's where we're at in this country. A lot of people don't want to see that. A lot of people don't want to believe that, but that is where we are, So the whole thing is just unfortunate. And I feel for the boys, feel for the family. I feel for that team, man. They've lost 21 games. Their last 21 games, haven't made the playoffs since 2005. I think Tako originally got there hoping to kind of set it up for somebody else to kind of come over and help turn that program around. So they play on Friday. They play Kempner. They're at Kempner. I believe it's at Mercer. So, some of those kids who probably ain't got nothing to do with it, I got to try to, play a game, So it's tough, man. It's a tough job, tough situation. And again, for the boys, real upset for them because I'm sure if they had it their way, they would just be playing football right now. So.
Wow.
So did the coach ever accept responsibility, or did he fight it all the way to the end and then they made a decision? That's the question I have.
Yeah, so the family enlisted the help of the Brazoria County NAACP president, Eugene Howard, and initially they asked for an apology. That's what the family told me. Initially they asked for an apology and they did not get that apology. And then they said, okay. And then they said, okay, we want to see him terminated. So, I think, maybe early on, if he would have came out and said something, maybe this could have ended differently. I don't know. That depends on the family, you know what I'm saying? Or it depends on the district investigation. Maybe he still might have resigned, but they did not get that apology when they first asked for it. Yeah.
So should he coach high school ball again? Anytime?
Man, I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I mean, he's an older guy. He's been around a long time. And like I said, I think prior to this coming out, a lot of people respected him. He was always a guy. He went back to college for a little bit, on the college staff, but he was a guy that could always get a high school job. But I don't think he will. I think this is it. And you know what? I reached out to him. We reached out to him a couple times before the story came out. Because, when we're doing these stories, no matter how personally how you feel, you have to, try to get both sides and try to be as objective as possible. Right. So, I was really hoping I could speak to him and try to get him to respond, to these claims or to what the family was saying, but we didn't get any response, and I don't think the TV stations got any response. They didn't get him on the phone, so it would have been nice to kind of hear him, respond and maybe take responsibility for these actions, but we never saw it and we never heard it.
So more witnesses heard him say this, more than just the kids.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I know situations like this becomes a his word versus their word and things of that sort, but like there's a trend here, and that's what the Eugene Howard, the president, NAACP president, was telling me, is that, listen, we're not just investigating, this one incident. This is a trend here. This is a culture. He's had other incidents that have been racially insensitive, or he's spewed racially insensitive language in other incidents. So those past incidents that kind of went under the radar came to light with this incident. So, and then now you have him resigning.
You guys know I can get my show and dig in deep on him today. I'll save that to another day on Monday because there's so much positive energy out there. We want to go in and endure and relay through these microphones. But I'm gonna tell you something. Tim Teichel, 63 years old. Alvin, Texas. This might be the first time he got caught. I hardly believe it's the first time that he said it. And all I ask you guys to do is pay attention. And some of you parents, be wiser of whose hands you place your kids in for guidance and leadership and mentorship as they try to cultivate them into young ladies and young men. Be consciously aware.
But Jimmy, he's a coach at the high school. If my baby go to the high school, what'll get him?
Okay, your baby ain't got to go to that high school,
Okay,
Hatter.
I got you. Okay, I got you.
Guess what? And if you go to the other high school, you sit out 1 year. So what?
Okay.
You're in the 9th grade. You ain't going to college out of the 9th damn grade anyway.
Okay.
You tell me, kiss your ass. I go to Shadow Creek and sit out. That's the thing.
I got you.
And that's true. You just be more consciously aware. If there's a pattern, that means people wasn't paying attention enough to the pattern. That he's like that. And that's what they do. Like older white guys get a pass from black folk that we would give a life sentence to each other for doing, far less.
Yo, Hicks, let me speak on that real quick, man. I think that's also part of this situation. He's an old school guy. He's been around a long time. And I wonder, prior to this, there were some other incidents that came up and, maybe he just kept getting a pass, that's just coach. He old school, that's just how he talked. And, and it just kind of kept going and going and going unchecked. And this was maybe the first real time that it got checked. So speaking to that, that's definitely part of the story. Yeah.
Wow. So speaking of football, Adam, we got another situation happening on the other side of town.
Yeah, all kinds of drama this week.
We talked about the quarterback last week, and it was kind of, at the time, the news was kind of rough. He got into broke some rules.
Yeah. And
then it become known. Now it's become factual. He was detained briefly by law officers and now he's no longer enrolled in the school.
Yeah.
What's going on out there in Katy?
Yeah, for sure. So the last time we spoke, I think there were rumors, and I think it was kind of well known in the community over there in Katy, but it hadn't really been out yet. And then, Katy played Clear Springs on that Saturday, and I reached out to him to try to see if he was playing, and he said he's not playing. He's handling personal issues right now. So that's what we reported. And then after the game, we spoke with Coach Joseph, and he said his status was up in the air. And then, of course, just yesterday, he comes out that he withdrew. So, the story behind it is, just in a nutshell, he was caught with some illegal substances. That's what sources have been telling us. And he transferred to OAC in Katy ISD. I think it's called Opportunity Awareness Center or something like that. and he was supposed to be there for like, maybe a month. And Bronson did tell us on Saturday he was still with the team. So after that, and then he withdraws, and then now I don't know where he's gonna land, but there was an investigation, and I think his family did want to appeal any kind of punishment. From what I understand, he was cleared. From what I understand, he was cleared of those accusations or whatever it may have been. So, but he still chose to withdraw. So that's kind of basically the end of it. And again, I think the big thing with him, it may not be this situation as much as it is what happened last year. And again, if we talked about this last week, he's the kid that came out and said a racial slur on Snapchat after the win against Tompkins, and it looked like he was trash talking some players or something like that. I think that situation kind of, affected maybe what people felt about this situation, because that situation last year was kind of brought up a lot with this, just in the sense that, it's been too much with Bronson, too many back and forth situations, and he withdraws and is going to try to find a home, and he's still got a college offer from Tulsa. He had one from Rutgers. I don't know if he still does, but yeah, I mean, that's basically the end of the situation, and Katie's going to move on. They played 2 quarterbacks last week, and I went to that game. Great defensively, still got some great running backs, and they're going to probably try to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback, but they're still a good team. So we'll see what happens.
And seeing what happens, we will indeed keep an eye on that, because guess what? If we ignore it, that's what they want us to do. They want us to. Everybody want to write their own narrative. And guess what? When North Shore High School football player was going through tribulations, or a couple of different tribulations last year, the running back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Guess what? They wanted to know. They wanted everybody to keep talking about it until the wheels fell off. This right here, this is Katie.
Yeah.
And I asked you last week that, does it seem like a double standard when it comes to the coverage of Katie when it comes to football? And you answered, and what you say, go on.
No, yeah, and I'll speak to that again. Like, I get it, because you might see in the media, like the May Creek quarterback, he got in trouble. I don't know if you guys saw that, and yes. His name escapes me right now. But yeah, he got in some real legal trouble as far as weapons and everything. And we reported that. That was from the news side. We reported that. And of course, what Hicks is referring to is kind of the constant nonstop coverage of Zach Evans last year. Just kind of over. And that kid didn't even do anything illegal. It was just, he got into it with his coaches, and that was basically it. Yeah, just he got into it with his coaches, but the constant nonstop coverage of it, like he did something, illegal, that's something that we in the media, and especially myself, like, we have to be very, very, very attentive of, man. Those are, the May Creek quarterback and Zach Evans, those are 2 black boys right there. Those are 2 black boys right there. You can't go hard on those kids and then go soft on the Katy quarterback, because people do feel that way, not just about us, but in the media in general, that, when it comes to Zach Evans and when it comes to, another black kid, y'all are going hard, but when it comes to Bronson McClelland, everybody's soft, nobody wants to kind of report on it. So we got to have that same energy, but just because that's the business we're in, and at the same time, the other side of it is we try to keep in mind, like, these are kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, some of them making mistakes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some of them making mistakes. They're not, even with Bronson McClelland, this isn't, I don't think he's a kid. You know what I'm saying? He's a kid. I think the best of us should hope that, he kind of figures it out and things of that sort. That's what we should hope for. So we have to, as a journalist, we have to kind of walk that line and understand, these are kids, and they're still trying to figure it out. At the same time, we still have a job to do. Sometimes we have to write those stories, but at the same time, we have to keep that same energy, man. We can't like go hard on Zach Evans trying to cover all the drama there and then not write about Bronson or not write about Tim Takel. You know what I'm saying? So we have to cover all these things. So just speaking to that from our perspective, just speaking on that.
Hey, man, of course, this is Adam Coleman with the Houston Chronicle, guys. Join us with the high school. And as you can see, a lot of stuff is taking place around the football ranks, and especially in Greater Houston this weekend. On a better note, what are some of the top high school showdowns to this weekend that's going on around town? Give us 3 games to see. And, besides those people up and give us one reason, should anybody up in Dallas be kind of nervous about a Houston team coming up there this weekend?
Yeah, you're referring to Tascasita and Allen. Man, that's gonna be a fun game. We're covering that, so that game should be in the paper on Saturday. Be on the lookout for it. But yeah, man, I think Tascasita is good. Here's the tough part about that game. Tascasita was supposed to play Klein Collins last week, but the game turned to a scrimmage because both teams weren't able to get enough practice because of the hurricane. So I can only imagine that Tascasita has only probably had 1 full week of practice in pads. And I'm not trying to put in a built-in excuse, but this is serious. This is a team that probably is still kind of trying to find itself. They got some new pieces. They got some players and everything, but their first game off the bat is a road trip to Allen, who is a state power and who's probably got more practice. So I think Tascasita is heading to this game with one hand behind their back, so to speak. But, I mean, this is a good program. They got some ballers. Cam Dewberry on the offensive line, one of the best in his class, near the top of his class. Landon King going to Auburn, tight end. I don't know, he's like 6'3", 250 or something like that, but that kid is a baller. So I expect the Tascasita to go up there and definitely give Allen a run. That's gonna be a fun game, but they are heading in kind of a little bit handicapped a little bit just because they're still trying to practice. A lot of teams are doing that. A lot of teams are trying to get a lot of practice under their belts just because coronavirus or the hurricane has kind of stopped things. But to answer the rest of your question, Hicks, that game is big. The Woodlands is playing Lamar. They played each other, I feel like, the last 3 or 4 years. That's always a pretty big game and exciting from the HISD perspective because they didn't play last week and they're finally getting a chance to play. At least most of the teams are getting a chance to play this week. Shadow Creek is playing Bridgeland. Bridgeland's quarterback, Connor Wiegman, is he's the truth, rising up the rankings. Kid had like 521 total yards and 6 touchdowns last week in a win over Klein Kane. And, of course, Shadow Creek, they're looking to bounce back from the loss to North Shore. And speaking of North Shore, they are playing Klein Collins. They're playing tonight, actually. So that should be a real, real good game. So, yeah.
Who you predicting on that game?
North Shore and Klein Collins?
Yeah.
North Shore, man. I don't think North Shore loses a regular season game at all. Well,
Adam, speaking of you picking North Shore, and who you picking on that Tascasita and Allen? Give me your
I'm gonna go with Allen, but I think it's closer than people are gonna realize. I think Tascasita gonna go up.
How many, Adam?
I'm gonna go Allen by 10.
Damn. Damn. So Tascasita ain't got a chance. How many?
But 10, 10's not. I think it'll be close, but I think Allen 10 to me, that's not a large margin.
Wait a minute. How do you mean to tell me Allen to come over disrespecting the North Side like that? You gonna disrespect Tascasita like that? You gonna see. Watch this. And it ain't gonna be an upset. It's gonna be a whooping. Tascasita gonna beat Allen at Allen this weekend.
Okay.
North Shore and Klein Collins. How many North Shore you picking North Shore by?
I'm picking North Shore. Man, I think North Shore by at least 10. Man, I'm gonna say at least 2 touchdowns. It won't be a blowout. I gotta respect Klein Collins because they're great, but I think North Shore is only gonna get better. Yeah, they're only gonna get better.
14 in Klein Collins, sir. Remember, Klein Collins just beat the Tascasita in the scrimmage. You went against the show last week. It's a show going on over there at Wadesville and Beltway 8.
Yeah, man. Guys, I don't think they're losing a regular season game, and I really don't, man. Like they're only gonna get better. Yeah.
Boy, hey, y'all wonder why I got my red, white, and blue on today? It's showtime tonight. North Shore. That's what's their colors? What's their colors over there, Adam?
Well, red, black, a little bit of gray and white. Yeah, that's basically their colors. Yeah. You got it. Yeah, you got it. The hat matches. You got it.
Hey, honestly, I might be on that side of town this evening. I might be out. The show is in effect. Guess what? Now, Adam, man, appreciate it, man. Thanks so much, man, for joining us. We are and Haddle's trying to run from them picks. I'm gonna get him later on these NFL picks.
Adam, just to let you know, Adam.
It was close last week.
No, it was
And
not. Adam, I whooped him. So, Adam, this the first. I don't think I've ever beat him that bad. We didn't even have to use the money. We couldn't even have a tiebreak on Monday night because he was back so far, Adam. So
Yeah, I remember I gave one of y'all Baltimore, and I was watching the game, and I was like, man, I was way off on that, man.
You gave it to him.
I did. Did I give you that? Yeah, I don't know which one it was, but I was like, man, I was way off.
Adam, I needed one win to take me over the top, and I didn't get that win from. I didn't get that pick from you. So
That's on me, man. That's on me.
I'm not even let you pick with me right now no more. We gotta go to.
But great
anyway,
job,
man. Hey,
Adam. Thank you, man.
See you guys. See you next week, man.
Hey.
Thanks so much. How can they follow you on social media?
Oh yeah, man. At Cron Coleman, at Houston Cron HS. Just get at us. You know, story ideas, complaints. You know, compliments. We take it all. You know what I'm saying? So just get at us. Yeah.
Well,
thanks a bunch, man. We go to a quick break on the Chop Shop. Right. Make sure you share the show to your timeline, to your friends. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by Jeffrey Day. You guys may remember him from Prep Hoops, writing all the articles, and, of course, Ball So Hard, did the events, and been doing well. Guess what? He's up next on the Chop Shop. Meanwhile, you guys hang right there. We also got 2 pieces of breaking news as well. Hal, I got the news. I have news. Chop Shop, you're going to get the news.
Chop. Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Oh, that was the great James Baldwin. I love just going back lists 60, 50, 60 years ago. And I love to hear these guys because a lot of this stuff is still prevalent today. So we can't expect, Jimmy, you know how people expect stuff to happen right away? We got to be, hold up now, but we got to get more vigilant, and we can't wait another 65 years now. So, I just love hearing guys like him, Malcolm X, like I was telling y'all about Adam Clayton Powell, these great leaders that came before us. We're standing on their shoulders right now. So guys like me and Jimmy can be able to be on the airwaves and talk to y'all as freely as we want to right now. Couldn't do that. You go fight in the army. The armies were segregated. Go read some of the books. Go read the book, The Red Tails. Then go watch the movie. Dudes couldn't believe those were some black fighter jet flyers protecting them. They couldn't believe it. So it's just, this country has a long way to go, and we live in it. So guess what? Let's do our part to make it better by, guess what? Jimmy, I did it again. My sample ballot. You go get your sample ballot so you can be ready. So you can be locked and loaded when you get there. I keeps it right here. So I can know when I get October the 13th, I'm going to walk in there like my cool guy did, Jim. I'm going to walk in there like him, ready to vote. We're going to have a ball. So, Jimmy, we got a special guest today. And, Jimmy, when you want to break, what time you want to break the news? Let's get that right now.
We break the news at about 1:30.
Okay. All right. Okay.
14 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Time.
So all right. So let's introduce our next guest then. Let's introduce our next guest.
What time you gonna break your news?
I mean, however you want to do it. I mean, well, my news is your news, and your news, I don't know what your news is. You know what my news is. So
no, it's two different pieces of news.
Yeah, it's two different pieces of news. So I mean, however you want to do it. I can break it. I can break it now. I break it now. I'll go talk about it now before we bring on the guest. And
okay.
And what has happened is, I know y'all been seeing that, been teasing a lot of people have been calling me and Jimmy and emailing me and talking about when are we gonna have Chop Shop, what you call it, merchandise, and we're gonna have different Chop Shop merchandise available, but we're gonna bring it out one item at a time, and just see how. I mean, it's not. We didn't go just print up a lot of T-shirts. What we did was we gave y'all options. When I send out this link to you, y'all gonna be the first people to get this link, and you have an option of what color shirt you want. You have an option to put the size you want. You have a option, like that. So instead of just having a shirt, you get your shirt Nike ID. I mean, excuse me, I'm plug Nike, but Jimmy, that is the job. I mean, it's a long time coming because people have been asking us for years. We teased them a long time ago with some shirts, but some young people from around the world, they gave us some designs that we can like. Something that you can wear the shirt and be a conversation piece. And so that's what we're doing. In a minute, Jimmy, you can bring on the guest. And right now, I'm going to put the link. And y'all tell me how it is and tell me if anything that we need to work on the site. It's just launched last night, but it's just going out to the public right now. Y'all be the first one to get it. And I think it's red, blue. I don't know. It's a lot of different colors that you can, at least 5 colors that you can personalize your shirt if you don't want the gray that I had on. And you got black, white, red, I think, gray. So I mean, I'm excited about it. And so y'all can be connected. So somebody, Jimmy, I never, people in Memphis, man, why don't you have a Chop Shop? Penny, I'll wear your shirt. I mean, Sam Cassell, when you going to get my shirt? When you going? So we got people that likes and support our show, and I'm gonna show you how you can acquire those shirts in a minute. I'm Jimmy, how you say? I'm gonna dock it up and put it on the Facebook feed and the YouTube feed shortly. So Jimmy, what you want to wait for your news? Since we news popping, you want to go now. You want to wait for Mr. Day to come on? You make the call.
I mean, I mean, that's right. He's not even on. He's in the dressing room.
He's in. I got him in the dressing room. He putting on his makeup right now.
Well, I'll bring mine in a minute. Let him.
Okay, come on in. Bring Jeffrey Day
in at 1:30. So that may by the time we go to the next, be time for the next break.
Okay.
Or coming and going into the next break.
Okay.
Then we'll break the news. Meanwhile, we got Jeffrey Day, and guys, he's from Chicago, Illinois, moved down to H-Town, has been covering the Houston scene for the last couple of years. And you guys may remember a lot of his work with the Prep Hoops. Also started his company Ball So Hard, which recently done a high school showcase over at the gym, which I attended. So welcome, Jeffrey Day. What's going on, boss?
Hey,
what's
up,
going guy?
On, fellas, man? Hey, how y'all doing, man?
We good. Hold up. Let me give you your clap. Come over a little bit to the right, Jeffrey. Yeah.
Right.
Just scoot over. All right. Scoot over a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Right here?
Yeah, I want to, right there.
Yeah,
right there.
All right.
I just want to get you centered.
Man.
Yeah, I want to get you centered in the screen. You feel me?
Yeah, I want you to get me right, man.
Hold up. And if you can adjust it where your head come up to the ceiling a little bit so you can be as tall. No, you don't have to move. Just move your laptop.
Oh, move my camera.
Move your laptop. Yeah, there you go. Look at you.
Look at y'all, man. Hey, teaching me something, man.
Boy, look at, this director and producer stuff that Jimmy got me doing, because he'll go back and look at it later and tell me, hey, man, so, hey, I got to get it right. So, Jimmy started off, I'm finna launch the website. I'm finna launch the merch site. Started off.
So the merch site. What's going on, man? So now, of course, I like that hat, by the way. Good hat, by the way. That's you know what? That hat.
What is the hat? I can't understand that hat.
It's the Astros. That's the Astros.
I named it's my trash can. I gave it a name. It's called Minnie.
Okay.
Like Minnesota. It's Minnie. And I got another trash can I'm gonna bring out next week. Every time the Astros kick butt, I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna rename it to the Oakland Bees. As in, that's what you want to call that pitcher Friars who snitched on the Astros. Or I'm gonna call it from your hometown. Gonna be Houston may end up playing the Chicago White Sox. You a Cub or you a White Sox? Said it right now.
Neither.
Really?
Yep.
You grew up in Chicago, not liking neither one. I thought y'all had to choose sides.
No. My favorite baseball team was the St. Louis Cardinals because of Ozzie Smith.
Yeah. Ozzie was a bad boy, man. But
You're
hey,
a traitor. You're a traitor, Day.
Oh yeah, because my favorite football team is the Detroit Lions because of Barry Sanders.
Oh, so you like player? Okay, I like that.
I like players,
okay.
but then I stick with the teams.
My man.
So now, of course, what's going on at Houston High School basketball? You did your event a couple of weeks ago. You've been covering the area, and you ball so hard sports. How did you start that, and what was the motivating influence in starting ball so hard?
I started ball so hard back in 2005. Really got legal with it 2007. The reason why I started is because in the Tri-Taylor area on the west side, a lot of people don't get exposure. Sometimes guys are afraid to come to gyms over there, and so that's the reason why I started it. And then in 2009, I added the video concept to it, and been doing it ever since. Man, I know a lot of people thought that when I moved down here, I just started, but I've been doing it since 2005.
And so you moved down to Houston. A lot of people don't know you do have a day job, and
Yes,
and what do you do for a living? A lot of people,
I'm an educator in KDIA.
Excuse me.
Yeah. And he had briefly froze up on us a little bit.
That's all right.
And
Jeffrey,
now,
you probably can hear us. Just go back out and come back in. But keep
yeah,
going,
hit
Jim.
the red button and go out and come back in.
Yeah.
And that's all you. That way would be good. Meanwhile, we got Jeffrey Day.
Another educator, Jimmy. I love when guys. I just love when I see black men in the school system. I'm serious. It just warms my heart every time I hear about a black man that's in the school system that's around our kids. It's the greatest thing in the world to me. And Jeffrey Day, I don't know if you were there. I was just telling about Jimmy how I feel about young men like yourself being leaders and from the black community and being in these schools, so our kids and other kids can see you and understand. You don't have to be scared of you because their parents just say, man, you follow me? Y'all have a familiarity with each other. And young kids, other young white kids won't even grow up saying, well, I never, no, yes. You've had Jeffrey Day. You've had Lionel Cryer. And I don't know who other teachers are out in those districts right there. You got Anthony Fobb. Those are the only ones that I know. So those are the kind of things, man. Let me tell you something. I am so proud of y'all guys. That's why I always support you guys 100%. Thank you for your service, and thank you what you do for our kids.
Oh man, appreciate it, man. My classroom stay rocking, man. It don't matter white, black, whatever. I make learning fun, and the kids they love it and enjoy it.
And so also, of course, this weekend, a lot of people they're chomping at the bit. They want to know about the Super 16. Of course, it's going to take place this weekend. But first, we want to get in your thoughts on how hard is it covering the Houston area, and what are some of the things that have, I guess, been most frustrating while covering Greater Houston basketball.
It's tough covering Houston because Houston is spread out. Unlike Chicago, everything's on top of each other, and so Houston is spread out, and so it's kind of hard. And then, also here, you got to make sure that you pick the right games to go to. And then the frustration part comes in is, people not wanting to work together Like I don't understand that concept. I feel that there's strength in numbers and that you can build with numbers. And so that's been the only frustration that I really had. But I stay grinding. I continue doing what I do regardless. Naysayers, people who like it, it doesn't matter to me.
And so, but is it like that? What's different up in when you went Illinois, covering the Illinois area, as far as people not wanting to get on? I remember you had the Illinois Warriors with Larry Butler. Then Mean Streets came on. Then you had Mac Irvin Fire. Those guys wasn't playing singing Kumbaya to each other either. Now,
No, they weren't. The grassroots scene back home it's pretty much the same, except for you have kids who play with like neighborhood teams or your hometown teams. But when it's time to go out of town, when it's time to go to a major event, all the Mac Irvin kids is with each other, all the Team Rose kids is with each other, all Mean Streets is with each other. Illinois Wolves, they're all together. And like you said, back then it used to be the Illinois Warriors. But everybody still had their own individual teams, and they would play like in local events. But then when it's time to go to Milwaukee, or we going to Detroit, or it's time for the EYBL or Adidas or the Under Armours, then everybody comes together and plays together. That's the one thing that I do like about back home compared to here. It's just you are my team or my team only, and that's it.
and so Houston is indeed different.
It is, yeah.
Now, what did you think of Houston before you came down and covered it? What you thought? I mean, what was the initial perception?
I really didn't have a perception because I felt, basketball is basketball. It's global, it's worldwide. If you're good, it's going to translate regardless wherever you are. My only thing with coming down, I fell in love with the winter. So came and visit during December, and it's warm outside. I'm talking about like upper 60s, low 70s. I'm like, oh man, it feels good. Like let's we should make the move, but I don't have no family down here, but didn't nobody tell me don't move in the middle of July, man. So I got here in the middle of July, and I'm talking about this 2 p.m. in the afternoon, blazing hot, trying to move stuff off a truck, man, and I could hardly breathe because it was so hot. Because I never been down here for a summer, just for a winter, and so.
Jimmy, let's get the brass back. I don't want to waste no time because I know you got an announcement coming. Alex, I'm gonna try to get this name right. Cestero. Alex emailed me, and Alex, I was waiting on Mr. Day to come and so that we can talk about this. Let's talk about some grassroots thing. And Alex asked the question is, Jeffrey, you and Jimmy, has anyone ever ranked the AAU programs like they do the players? They all have different schedules and strengths of opponents. But it seems like someone could put together a list every quarter to publish it. The program coach would have to provide the details of their wins and losses and provide arguments. What are you two fine gentlemen? What do y'all think about Mr. Cestero's comment?
There has been team rankings done before. I know Sloan flirted with it the year prior, and then there's lots of companies who do team rankings. High school all the way down to middle school. Like Indy Hoops. I know they do team rankings nationally. I know Prep Hoops for Minnesota. They do like team rankings for all the Minnesota AAU teams, and so it can be done. Like you said. It has to do with your strength of schedule, your opponents, who you playing against, what players do they have on their team for the quality of wins to really weigh it out. It's really kind of tough, but it could be done. But that's not my area of interest, though.
Gotcha. Jimbo?
Well, I mean, I've ranked some grassroots teams before, and I used to do it every year, but the college coaches got the info in the cheat sheet book, and I would rank up. I started off ranking like 6 of them, and then I went up to as far as many as 12 one year. So I've done it before, but not. I don't think I've only did it publicly, maybe once or twice, and that's the main reason, because of a lot of the sneaker teams don't generally play as often as the non-sneaker teams, and the schedule because and how and for us measuring that because the local non-sneaker team, you're going to hardly ever get the opportunity to play against the sneaker team. And once let's say the Nike program, once Peach Jam is over, they're shutting it down. They might go one more week, and they used to go to Vegas with Hal Pastner's event, and they would shut it down. So I mean, you would have to chase them in order to play them, and that's a whole different topic. We talked about it. We touched it every week, as far as you know, the haves playing against the have-nots, and what's the pros and cons on that. But I think it's no problem doing so. It's a novelty. Some people, it would just give people, I think it's more fun when they're younger because you could do that for more months because the older guys don't normally resume playing until March. High school, the middle school and the elementary kids will be playing in January. Hell, some school districts may not even play scholastic basketball, but because they only play like one game a week anyway. So we're gonna see how that goes. And if that's a demand that people want, then RCS Sports, if that's what you guys want, that's no problem doing that. But then how would you setting the criteria would be a whole different story. So appreciate it. Good question though, Alex. Thanks a bunch for that cue.
But Jimmy,
what else you got, Alan?
I got one more for Alex has got it going on. He sent us an email, right? And
Yeah.
he said there was a segment towards the beginning of the show yesterday. That's when John Lucas, the other day when John Lucas was, after the discussion on Monday Night Football before John Lucas, that was all about some misinformation. Check this out. I love you here, Jeffrey Day. Some misinformation, bad influences, criticisms, haters, people misleading AAU parents, kids listening to the pros and etc. It's really interesting, but a little hard to follow because there weren't any specifics about the bad acts and the bad behavior and the advice. Without naming names, could we talk more about it today and sort out the things that people are saying are misleading the summer and grassroots programs? What sort of specific things should parents and kids steer away from or run away from? Love your show. Try to never miss it from work. One of the best letters written. And I would just like to refresh my memory from Monday, when John was on here Monday. You got to refresh my memory with a fresh question, Alex, because I want to be able to, I just want to be able to address them, Jimmy. But a lot of information, I'm telling you, once I'm like a preacher, right? Once a preacher preached that sermon, Jeffrey Day, he say be under the anointing. So when he preach it, it's gone. He don't remember. After Monday, if I don't go back and look at the show, I don't know everything I've said. So, or everything that was said. So, Alex, whoever, refresh your memory. What are some questions? We got two pros on here that can answer it, and I'll come in as best as I can. They can help you with things for parents. Misinformation, Jimmy. Let me give y'all some more. Misinformation, bad influences, criticism, haters, people misleading AAU parents, kids listening to the pros. And what is, I think, bad acts, bad behavior, bad advice. I guess these people trying to figure it out, Jimmy, because they get confusing because we don't never call names. But without calling names, could we help? You follow me, Jimmy? Jimmy, you might can remember Monday better than I can. And Jeffrey Day, you watched the show on Monday. Maybe you can help. Okay, he said, it seemed like a long backstory, but something happened that Hatter and Jimmy talked about. I was talking about, Alex, about Uh, ah, I don't know. Jimmy, help me, and maybe you can trigger my memory. Al, you too, Dave. You just chime in. Uh-huh.
Yeah, let him go. Let him go with it first. That's a guess.
All right, well, I don't know what he exactly is talking about, but you have to do your research. Ask that program about the players from last year. Give me a couple of parents' names from last year. Reach out to those parents, then even ask those parents because every coach is not going to give you the bad apples, and then ask those parents for hey man, was there any kids? Anybody had any issues? Blah 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 blah. And you got to really just dig. You have to dig. You have to dig because a lot of people cover up a lot of things, and a lot of people aren't really transparent. And so it's just really about doing your research. You got to ask the right questions. Who have who has played in your program? Who have you really helped develop? Who's going to college? What levels? If it's a D1, D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO, these are just some things that you have to ask. Be real with yourself. Is my kid really this good of a basketball player? Maybe he really needs to be playing with Team Z and not Team X. And so those are just some things, some things that can help you out.
Yeah, a lot of I tell a lot of the parents, and here's the thing, is that I applaud the parent who asked the abundance of questions.
Mm.
And often I think one time, as you guys see, B Scott, she's on here a lot, and she asks a lot of questions, not as much as she used to, and I welcome her to ask more.
Mm-hmm.
And because a lot of parents don't really know, and so when they ask the questions, they're not asking to be ridiculed, they're not asking to be belittled, they're asking to help with some type of tool, piece of information to help them navigate through these often muddy waters of recruiting. And so one of the things, often the tricks that a lot of people play sometimes, and I'll tell you parents, beware of this. Beware of people that do events and will try to call you and make you think that the only reason that somebody else is going to be at that event is because of your son.
Mm.
I'm gonna call you. Hey, so and so gonna come. He just coming. He just coming. He want to see your son. He need to see your son play. That's bull. That's bull. If a guy coming just to see your son play and that's it, then he will come see your son play and he's leaving. He's gone. He's not gonna be there 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours the rest of the day. He's coming to. So oftentimes when we go to events, we're going to support the event.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there are times when you're going to see a particular game or a particular matchup. That means for it to be a matchup, it has to be 2 or more, not just your kid. Now, unless, of course, your kid has 2 million followers, then that may be the case.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Understand. And shout out to like Glenn Smith. The news is broke this morning that Glenn, I saw him last week in Houston, and the Thanksgiving Hoop Fest did get approval from the UIL to proceed this year with a doubleheader.
Awesome.
Imani Bates in his high school from Michigan, was going to come and play Duncanville at 8 o'clock at the American Airlines Center.
Okay.
The 6 o'clock game is still being solidified.
To be announced.
I would let Glenn. Yeah.
Okay.
But understand. So Imani Bates, high school, coming to play Duncanville. To some people, it don't matter. It could be Imani Bates and the 7 Dwarfs. They want to come see Imani Bates.
Right.
He has 2 million followers
Mm-hmm.
on social media. You see? Other people were going to see Duncanville high school basketball team play. The team play. Meanwhile, you're going to go and watch them and see how they can unionize and help generate a win. So parents, stop believing. Stop allowing yourselves to be so gullible. Remember that when it's come to this stuff. Oh man, it's just, and that's one of the things. That's one of the things that, and people make you think that you got to go and play somewhere. You got to go and play somewhere.
But Jimmy, isn't that a
Now,
what they call that? Is that a marketing tool?
it's not. It's a not a good practice of good integrity.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Saying you
you're
got to
tricking
play.
people.
I've heard Jimmy. Let me tell you something.
Now, you
Over the
got-
last
understand
week and a
something.
half, Jeffrey Day, I heard some parents say this.
No. You ain't got to play nothing, but at the same time, there's choices and consequences. Choices and consequences. Understand that. And the choices and consequences that come in with it is there are some places that if you don't play, then don't expect a whole lot of favor from that
person.
event operator.
Okay.
That's choices and consequences. But you ain't got to play.
Right.
But then they ain't got to give you a whole bunch of ink because you don't play.
But like you said, if you're good, you're good. If you're good, you're good. I mean, so see, Jimmy, you being an event operator, you and Jeffrey. So me as a never operated one of these events, y'all gonna have a different way of thinking about that. Cause me, I didn't care, parents. You know what? I wish somebody would have told me. Man, he got to play in this. Said no, he ain't got to do nothing. But die and stay black and pay taxes unless he's 45. And the only thing he got to do. And so my thing is, I try to keep telling the parents. I just try to parent. If little Johnny, if he marginal, and I know you might not feel him. My son wasn't no national player. I tell you that now. So guess what I did? I mean, if I felt he needed to play in something, I didn't. Let me tell y'all something. We just played because he wanted to play in an event. Jeffrey Day. I mean, It wasn't as political back then. It might have been something that I didn't know about. Like I told you, Jimmy, I sit down with Coach Terrell Henderson, and he said and showed me something that nobody ever told me. He said, man, this where John Henson, Google John Henson, everybody. He said, this where he's ranked. Okay? Now, DeMarcus Cousins, Ronaldo Sidney, Favors, Derek Favors, all of these guys way up here ahead of him. But Robert, it's some tournaments that I know they gonna be in that we need to go put John and let John match up against them dudes. And Jimmy so eloquently put it yesterday. What if them dudes that refused to play John? What if they duck John? And let me tell y'all something. Bless his little heart. Might not be doing great in the league now. But he, over that particular time, Jeffrey Day, he mowed every one of them dudes down. Nobody stopped him. Next thing you know, he's a McDonald All-American. Went to North Carolina. Well, he was going to North Carolina anyway. And going to the NBA. So I'm just sitting back, and parents, you got to realize if Jeffrey Day, and see, I didn't know because it wasn't no Jeffrey Days back then when my son was playing. I didn't even know the value of the Jimmy Hicks back then because I didn't know Jimmy when my son was playing that good. I didn't know Jimmy. I didn't main rank my son. I didn't know him. Let's get that straight. So we sit back, parents. Jeffrey Day spend his time and his resources to put on an event, okay? And your son don't show up to it, okay? Jimmy Hicks, do the same thing. How can you expect a favor? I hope these two gentlemen, and they can answer for themselves, ain't gonna sit up here and just say, forget this guy. But guess what? They're human. They're human. You can't expect Jeffrey Day to rank your son and he ain't came to his event. What if Jeffrey Day don't come to nobody else's event? He don't see little Johnny hit the 30. He might not see him hit the 29. But now he done ranked my son low. He ain't nothing. Now we got, dude, Jeffrey Day, everybody trying to have a scouting service and have a rankings now. We got new rankings people out here now. We gonna damn near y'all parents. We gonna almost have more ranking people than we got players to rank. The hell's going on? So don't expect the favors out of them guys, man. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Don't expect the favors. Man, I ain't going to this nigga. I ain't going to this nigga. This guy's stuff. But then you look at, hold up. Then his rankings come out. Hold up, y'all. Your mama them sitting there. He hating on me. This ninja's hating on me. His rankings ain't no good no way. Then hold up. Then you go look at the other one. Oh, he got me up here. I like him. I like. He know what he talking about. Then go to Jimmy. I ain't go to none of his event. He hating. He been hating for years. Somebody else told me he be. Y'all got to cut that out, man. I'm talking about today. Y'all, listen, Jimmy, Jeffrey Day, I hear it from the parents. I hear it from the kids. They come back and tell me, and I be sitting there saying, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to ramble, Day. I know you want to guest on the show today, but you couldn't have made that. You couldn't have made that soliloquy like that. This had to come from me. This couldn't have came from you because it would have been sounding self-servicing. So what do you think about that? I mean, y'all can go now. I'm sorry. Let me pick my paper back up. Threw my paper on the ground, messing with y'all.
So, now, of course, I'm looking at some of the comments, and of course, everybody is shout out to Anissa from being the first, I think, to buy one of the new RCS Sports.
Anissa, man.
I mean, Chop Shop shirts.
I love her.
And she said it wasn't. she has a message out. It wasn't a play. She didn't see where it can put her size in it. So
you did.
She
put it in the comments.
I don't know if she did or not, but anyway, she sent a message. But anyway, shout out to everybody out there. And of course, now Jeffrey Day, you've been writing in the Prep Hoops. What was your function with the Prep Hoops organization? And you know, I saw you a lot of the articles. You wrote articles. Then it tricked me a couple of times. I had to click on the article, got ready to read. It wanted me to go pay something to read the article.
Yeah.
I like them kind of articles.
Trick me, how?
That's how, hey, Jimmy, that's how I do with your website because I want to be in the VIP room. Hey, I had to pay that $250. I'm paying it. It's worth it. It's worth about 30. It's worth about. Hey, y'all, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna tell you. Hey, I shouldn't have tell him this, but let me tell y'all something, man. I used to love listen to. See, back he done got a little bit more polished now. Man, Jimmy used to say anything in that VIP room, man. Somebody must have, he must have had an epiphany like Paul on the road to Damascus and got struck off that horse. Because he writes a whole lot better now. That man there used to, and I ain't gonna lie, I used to say, man, I'm gonna hear this great. I got to hear what this dude got to say. I got to hear. But now You know, and you know what pissed me off about him, y'all. And then Jeffrey Day, you can, and his wife said the same thing. He gonna tell me something, right? Then I said, well, what has happened? Man, it's on the website. Man, I'm talking to you right now. Go look at it on the website. Tell me now.
Yeah, but guess what? And speaking of the free versus the VIP news, and I'm glad all of you guys in the Boom Boom Room paid attention to that comment. And so understand something. And this is why I'm gonna explain to you right now. The Super 16 is this weekend. If you look on the front of the VIP news, look on the front of RCS Sports right now, right? You look on the front.
Let me see.
And you're going to see one of the longest previews. Hold on before you get started. Of any event that you will attend, there's not going to be a more comprehensive preview that you're going to find. I'm going to tell you, this is the start, October the 1st, of what you're about to get with RCS Sports. Are you there yet?
I'm there.
You there?
Yeah.
You see the Super 16 preview. And now.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the top of that article.
Okay.
And you see the author of that article.
Okay.
And
Jeffrey Day.
I'm going to announce to you guys my big news is the newest member of RCS Sports as of October the 1st, signed, sealed, and delivered is Jeffrey Day. Welcome to RCS Sports. This is my secret weapon right now, guys. I got him and Big Doug. 2 tons of fun. We going to get this thing caught right now.
Hey, man. See, that's the kind of stuff. Hey, y'all see what I had to go through. Man, that man ain't told me nothing about this, man. Guess what? I had to go get it from the VIP. That's what I'm talking about, Rodwell.
No. These articles from right now, for the near future, Jeffrey Day is going to be providing a bunch of articles on the front of that website for free. Taking it back how it used to be. So now you're going to make it whereas you can't afford not to go to RCS Sports every damn day. So that article right there is going to keep you going. It don't cost you a penny. Don't come in the VIP news. I got some other stuff I'm going to put you up in there.
Hey, Jeff.
Me and myself and Doug.
Hey, Jeff.
But right front, Jeffrey Day got it. And I got some more news that I'm going to add, another addition to the family. We're going to start wearing chains after a while. You know, they have chains. P had changed, Rap Lot had changed, Suge had changed. We have RCS Sport change. That's what we got to do around here to get it rocking.
Yeah.
Guess what we got? We're going to have an updated website that most people in the business can't afford the time to do. And as I'm looking, I'm going to do like Joe Biden did. I'm looking to the camera. Site.
Say it again.
The blank.
Say it again. What?
When the last time they updated their website? This website gonna be updated with content, with information, with pictures, all of that and more every doggone day of the week.
Hey man, y'all just use me. You and Jeffrey Day, y'all got to realize, I knew nothing of this, ladies and gentlemen, at all. I sit there and just gave him and threw him a lob, and he just dunked it. I was the precursor to what I'm talking about. Jimmy's website. I said, Jimmy, he used to be, and then you go break that news like that. See Keisha. See what I had to go through. But congratulations, Jeffrey Day. Hold on, this for you, son. Hold on, sir. Everybody don't get them horns. And hey man, hey, congratulations, man. Because I've been watching your work. I've been seeing your work on your website, and it'll be an excellent. Because I can't wait to get off. Jimmy, it even look different. Hey, the structure's different. Wait a minute. Hey man. Hey, y'all. Hey, listen to me. I done went up and down. This is a lot of work. Bad man.
Hey, it's
Bad
my
man.
school teacher right here. It's my school
Bad man.
teacher.
Bad man, Jimmy. Hey, all I can say is touche. Do y'all thing, man. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Jeffrey Day, you got to say something, man. You got to say something. I know you trying to be humble over there. You got to say something.
Oh no. This is me. That's my character, man.
Okay.
Just who I am. But no, I appreciate it. Most don't know. Before I even moved here, I had reached out to Mr. Hicks about working before I even touched down in the city of Houston, just out of respect. And everybody in Chicago who I knew, that's the name they told me. They said, you need to get with Hicks. And so, without me even knowing who he is, just out of respect, I reached out to him. My son was still in high school, and so he told me, your son in school. I can't, do nothing with you right now. Son's graduated, son's off to college. Big shout out to Houston Raptors, for them helping with that situation, putting him in front of the right college coaches. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about doing your research, finding out what level, your kid really is. Like you said, had your son wasn't a big time D1 player. I knew my son was really smart. Schoolwork came really easy for him. And so I knew that he still wanted to play basketball, after high school. And so I'm like, okay, NIA D3, that's cool. That's your level. He was like, okay, I'm cool with that, Dad. And so we went in search for teams with like players and teams who I knew that was going to be a right fit for him. And so worked out perfect.
And Mr. Day, all I did, I saw who was recruiting him. If three or four people from the same conference is recruiting you, dude, come on. You got to understand that. And guess what? I didn't, but guess what? All I told him, you're going to have a chance to play against them dudes they talking about. And all you got to do, y'all got to look at me, it's Googleable. He tore their ass up every time. The worst game he ever had in his life is when he came here to Houston. And some people come back. I'd never get. Alvin Brooks said when he came back to Houston, it was the worst. Alvin Brooks, the second, he said the worst game he ever had in his career when he had to come back home and play. And he was telling, but it's just parents. We got too much information, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Jimmy, I'm glad you kept me in the dark, and y'all, this is genuine. My reaction to this, I'm glad you kept me in the dark about this thing. And I sit here and looked at, I see Dominique Cesteros. So Alex, please tell me that's your son. I don't blame you. I didn't know he was 6'7". And guess where I got that from? From Jeffrey Day. I just glanced up and down your writing, and you wrote about Second Baptist Squad with some young post players that have solid seasons with Dominique Cesteros, 6'7", sophomore power forward, and Alex Scarborough. I wouldn't have known that if Jeffrey Day, Jimmy Hicks, and Jeffrey Day and Doug Jones didn't have this on their website. So, Alex, please let me know if that's your son or not, because I'm going to be watching him now. I'm going to be watching him now. I'm going to be watching him. So, but Jimmy, you can, man, hey, proud of y'all, man. That's all I can say. Proud of y'all.
Well, I mean, that's understand that's one of the things and one of the initiatives. And once again, you talk it, you be about it, you walk it. And we talk about collaborations, powering up, putting your fingerprints on others, or giving them an opportunity to shine. So among the things that Jeffrey Day, I mentioned earlier, he's going to provide a lot of content, comprise a lot of articles. Now that gives RCS Sports another set of eyeballs to go and attend, cover various events around the area. He's going to get the opportunity to also go across the country and cover other events, as well as Doug. Now they can go and I spoke to Doug Jones early this morning and gave him the phone call Well, when Doug called me this morning and I shared the news with Doug, I said, Doug, here's it is. You hear it first from me. And Doug is the only person that I had told besides
Jeff.
Sandra. And
Okay.
Sandra had to come out and do the last part of vetting. And Sandra had to go and meet Jeffrey Day herself the other day. And so we went and we met up and ate. And so Sandra was quiet, didn't ask him much, but she was doing the evaluations and doing the last part of vetting. And she was like, "Yeah, I like him. You know, he can keep his mouth closed." And that's one of the things, because you don't want a person that can go and can't hold water
Hey,
around you.
I'm from
And
the hood,
that's
Jimmy, man. I can keep my mouth closed, man.
no, I'm talking about
I'm from Tri Tyler, man.
and so he also, once again, now it will provide the opportunity for RCS Sports to concentrate more on providing content and making rcsports.com, the website, become more of a necessity for intel for you guys. And also he will be joining, now the rankings come into play. And you guys are wondering, so explain, and I
Okay.
let Jeffrey Day
They're gonna
take
be
it and
mad at you
explain
too,
to some.
Jeffrey Day. Yeah.
He's already been providing,
They gonna get you,
doing
buddy. They
rankings
gonna get you.
with the
Hey,
Purple and
well,
the ball so
Jimmy,
hard.
they were mad at him, Jimmy. But now it's the notorious hey, it's the notorious JIM. Jimmy, you're the notorious JIM. Hey, but hold up, y'all. I'm glad I got you guys on here, man. I saw something yesterday. Congratulations to Tyler Smith. Okay, I saw something yesterday. He got ranked by 24/7. I know he ranked by both of you gentlemen, but I want y'all to explain something to me. In 247, they got the rankings, because I don't look at rankings that much, and I'm curious. I just want to check this out. It says the player, okay, it got a player rating, and it says nationally number 10, and then nationally at number 19. I don't understand.
24/7, they have a composite rankings and they have a computerized rankings.
Okay.
That takes a lot of other
I hope y'all can
people's
see
rankings.
that. You can see it. I wish I could put it on the screen for you can see. It just says it's got two rankings, and I don't know. Like one got him as a 5-star in Texas. Then there's one up under it. It says something else nationally. Oh, they rating him. Oh. I don't know this. I mean, could you pull it up, Jeffrey Day, and find out? Somebody help me. Composite, he's a 10. He's the rank 10, and I just don't understand. I'm trying to get the difference. Why they do both of these? Somebody help me with that, Jimmy. And if y'all go to it,
But I just explained to you on the composite.
what you mean by composite? What that mean?
They take rivals rankings. They take ESPN rankings. They put them in the computer and they balance it all.
Oh, my bad. Okay. So 10th, I've got you. So he ranked 10th in their rankings. And then the composite ranking, make sure you look at that. It's 19.
So that means you average the
but
other
two guys
rankings.
got him ranked 10. ESPN got him ranked 10, and these people got him ranked 10.
What, Hannah? Understand?
No, I'm just saying maybe the composite is 10. Jeffrey Day, I'm just asking you. Look, you got to see it to understand what I'm talking about. I want you to see it to understand what I'm talking. Let me just send it to you. Let me. Maybe that's quicker. I'll send it to both of y'all. If y'all seem like y'all taking too long. I'm just trying to figure this thing out because I don't understand it. And I'm just trying to figure out how can we read it. It's confusing. It might not be to y'all, but it's confusing to us regular folks. But to y'all, I just sent it to both of y'all. And maybe one of y'all can explain this thing to me.
Okay, so the 247 national ranking, it just says 247 Sports. he's 19th for just 247 Sports. The composite, like Mr. Hicks is saying, that consists of Rivals, ESPN, as well as 247, and I don't know what else they use, and then they average it out. And so then they just use the average as their whole ranking. And so that's why he falls 10th. That's still that composite ranking. But the actual 247 Sports ranking, he's ranked 19th. So they're letting you know
I
that
had it back.
we ranked him. Yeah, we ranked him 19th, but collectively as a whole, average out, he still falls in the number 10 spot.
Okay. I just didn't understand. That's all. I just didn't understand, because when I see this again, I know what the hell I'm looking at. I'm just trying to learn what the hell I'm looking at. That's all. No, it wasn't. I mean, I knew y'all would help me with that, but I think I was explaining it wrong, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't look at composite, Jimmy. I didn't look at the composite. That's too little. I ain't got my glasses on.
And understand, we just named one or two other services that they use as ingredients into the composite. There's more than just ESPN and Rivals that they take into account. They don't list all of them, but they do take a bunch. And what they do, Adam, they use some type of algorithm that they have. Everybody got their own app, and that's how they get it. Kind of like an average and a mean of it. So that's how. So it means what it basically means. If he's number 19 by 24/7, and let's say ESPN has him at number 10, right? And the composite is, let's say, number 10?
Yep.
That means somebody has to have him at around number 2.
Yes.
Somebody
Okay.
Somebody has to have him. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
For the logarithm to go and weigh it up that high.
Okay.
You see? So that's kind of like how you can kind of look at it. But I mean, and that's a good thing to do the composite, because that's the closest thing that you can get to fair by actually acknowledging some of the other people.
Okay. I promise y'all, before that, I did not. And guess what? I'm sure if I didn't know, a lot of people out there don't know. And y'all were, that's why I asked the experts, man. I asked y'all, Jeffrey Day. Guess what? I'm going to be able to tell that to some other parent. So they're going to come calling me. I'm going to say, hey, this is the composite, and this is direct. I'll be able to explain it, because guess what? I don't never look at these guys' rankings. I didn't never look at your guys' rankings. When I start looking at these guys' rankings, when they start putting Bryce Griggs and Tyler Smith up there, yes, I want to see them, and I want to know what's going on. I just want to know how.
Well, you just understand. You just gave an example of that a while ago. If whoever ranks your baby highest is going to be the darling of the day.
Okay.
And the minute they drop your baby ass next month, you're gonna say they don't know what the hell they doing.
No, you're right. I want the dude that ranked him too. Where he at? Find that out for me. Find out him. That's my dude. I'm gonna go get him a platter, Jimmy. We can go see if we get him a platter and get him a Crown Royal. But thank y'all. I mean, yes. I mean, that's just the way it is, man. I love that. I promise you. I'm very clear on that. And congratulations to Tyler Smith, young man at Bush High School. And I think a couple of y'all saw him earlier. And congratulations to him. You know, a great young man. And I never forget the first time I ever saw him, Jeffrey Day. First time I ever laid eyes on him was at Jimmy's Ruck on the Wood.
Okay.
Let me tell you something I noticed about it. First of all, he was tearing them little boys behind up, the ninth graders. And then everywhere he went, Jeffrey Day, he had a basketball in his hand. No other kid in the whole gym did that. He was dribbling everywhere he went with the ball. Every kid don't do that. That's what made him stand out to me. And I said, wow, he's going to be good one day. And that's and I'll never forget, I came on the Chop Shop that Monday talking about him. I even got the notes. So shout out to him. Congratulations to him. I just wanted to shout out to him. That's all. What else you got, man? Hey, come on. I don't mind a little overtime today.
Well,
we got
Jeffrey
Day on
I got more editions coming in a couple of weeks. More news of course, for the RCS Sports, one of the things is that I'm striving on. I'm not worried about who doing the most events.
Right.
Besides, as I last checked, besides Hal Pastner, this black man has put more asses in the seat than anybody in Houston for a basketball event. So you go fill the Campbell Center up, then you come and talk to me. So that go fill the Merle
Where that
Center
came
up.
from, Jimmy?
I'm just saying, I'm just letting it be known so
Oh,
people
okay.
understand.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
remember, I think Herb made a statement. I'm changing some.
Oh.
I'm putting together and bringing and refining RCS Sports, the website, and bettering it so that it would be a reliable source of timely intel on a daily basis. Daily mean Monday through Friday or even Saturday. At least 6 of those 7 days a week, you will be able to go in there. You can't go and get that nowhere else. That's what I'm saying. As again, nobody around is updating their website even 4 days a week. You know why? Because they can't make no money off of updating their website 4 days a week. It takes too much damn time to sound it right on a consistent level 4 days a week. It ain't too much stuff you can talk about 4 days a week. Think about it. The VIP news been going on since 2001.
Long ass time.
The VIP news been going on since 2001, and it's been updated on a consistent basis about 4 times a week. Now, the VIP news, we will also have free content provided by Jeffrey Day, like that article. That's the longest pre-event preview that you would have seen in Houston, Texas, probably in the history of basketball, was just put on the front of RCS Sports, and it don't cost you a dime to read it, with pictures. Once again, if you count the words, and people in journalism, they measure the articles by words. That's over 2,000 words in that article. Guess what? When you start pumping like that, you're saying it with your chest.
Man,
Once
I
again,
like this, man. I'm telling y'all this. Hey, I don't know if y'all done went over there and looked at it. I'm serious, y'all. I ain't going now. Y'all ain't gonna have me in there with all them damn people. But I'm gonna watch it on one of them things. I'm too old to be going to them events. Huh?
And guess what? Guess what? One thing about RCS Sports, as you guys know, RCS Sports, we pay for our employees. Our employees gonna get paid. They ain't gonna have to work pro bono, volunteer, slaves. They gonna get paid.
Hey, man.
Ask Big Doug if he gets his check, if he missed a check.
Hey.
And guess what? It's the first of the month. Big Doug about to get another check.
I missed my check.
Jeffrey Doug.
Hey, oh, that's right.
Again,
I write the check. Oh, I write the check.
Like
I'm
Suge.
sorry. My bad.
And you want to come and join and get paid? Come on to RCS Sports. You can get paid.
Hey, Suge Knight, cut that out, Suge Knight. I heard what you just said. If you don't want everybody all in your videos, come over here and get paid. Stop that, church. Stop it. Hey, man. Let me tell y'all something.
Also, what Jeffrey Day is making a commitment to do is to making a commitment to give back to the communities, as RCS Sports has been doing with our back to school drive, with our covering the community, with going on the road when people need help out of town in Beaumont and other cities to go and help people. He's made that commitment for joining. That was important, and that's another thing that we are strong in. Once again, what other service out there is helping your community? If Lil Pookie get his ass locked up in jail, is there anybody coming out? If somebody die and they found it, they ain't got no insurance, is those event operators helping with raise the head around the cover of the funeral? They telling all the other business on the internet. They ain't telling you that. Don't say, I don't want to tell nobody. That's bull. They don't do it. You get that with RCS Sports.
Hey, Jimmy, where's this event gonna be at? Where's the event gonna be at this week? Where is it?
The gym. The gym.
Okay, Anissa Ville said you can go, and I make sure you can go upstairs in the VIP section. I don't want nobody up there with me though, Anissa. Unless no. I don't want nobody up there with. I want nobody up there with me. Hey man, they might have COVID. I can't do it. I'm old, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. I ain't trying to catch nothing. But hold up. That was I'm sitting there. Hold up. So my little Smurf dude's gonna be there. Tyler Smith gonna be there. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. The Brooks Broncos. Jimmy, I'm getting excited about this article that Jeffrey Day.
Well, let Jeffrey Day tell us about the article. Tell us about the article.
Come on, Jeffrey Day.
Tell us about that. Tell us about the longest preview that's ever been penned for an event out of Houston that you just comprised. Every team got a preview. Every team. Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. Every team. Just want to highlight every single kid. One thing that I'm big on is not on levels. To me, it doesn't matter if you're a D1 all the way down to a NCCAA player. If you are one of your school's top 3 to 4 players, I feel that you should be mentioned, and that everybody loves to read about themselves or hear something good about themselves said. Nothing negative is said, just all positives for something for coaches to even look forward to. And then that doesn't just attract the big coaches, but also the small coaches. Just giving a little game here, a lot of people may not know, but there's more smaller universities than there are bigger universities, and so we're just trying to fill the pot up with as many schools as possible to read this article, man.
And so now, who's your prediction? Give us your 4 teams to make the finals. Of course, now Shadow Creek, as I explained yesterday, and I want to give you guys insertion on the Super 16. Shadow Creek is only going to play their pool games. They have opted to accept the challenge to play Duncanville on Sunday, so Shadow Creek will not go into the bracket. They will only play pool games as scheduled, and you have Ramon Walker going against Josh Farmer, then Ramon Walker going against Sir Isaac Heron. That's the number 1, number 2, and number 3 players in the area, according to the current RCS Sports rankings, all going head to head. Tell us about that pool.
I really like that pool, man. Last night, me and my boy Rob Carey was talking about that pool on our little Instagram show that we do. And we was just talking about how I like the way that you matched it up. Number 1 gets to play against number 2. Number 1 gets to play against number 3. Number 2 gets to play against number 3. They get to phase themselves out. They get the battle for it pretty much. In the team sports, but also from an individual concept. I just feel that Shadow Creek will win both of those games as a team, just because they have more firepower than just the one player. And so I just feel as a team, Shadow Creek will beat Lamar as well as Sharpstown. But I'm intrigued by the number 1 versus number 2, number 1 versus number 3, and number 2 versus number 3. Oh man, how did I know when to put on the Yankee shirt, man? Come on.
It got a couple of wrinkles in it, but it's all right.
Man, oh man.
Keep on going.
And so I'm really intrigued about that matchup. The teams who I have for the Final Four, I think that Bush, I'm picking Bush to make it to the Final Four. I feel that they will. I got Shadow Creek going as well. And then Woodlands Christian, I think they'll make it to the Final Four of the event. And then I'm going to go with Manville.
Wow. So, Manville. And that Manville team, remember, they gave Shadow Creek all they wanted and then some a week ago before losing at the buzzer. And this will be Atascocita's first time actually playing their entire squad as unified.
Yeah.
They played the entire fall as Atascocita 1 and Atascocita 2. So now you get to see the full punch of Atascocita. They will play Legacy.
Yes, sir.
On Friday evening at 7:25 at the gym. And once again, Legacy, Atascocita, Bush, and Summer Creek, I think, is going on Friday evening as well. Yep. And you mentioned so now Summer Creek and Bush. You just mentioned that Tyler Smith from Bush High School, and along they have the big field, Brandon Love as well.
Yep.
Good front court. Now, Summer Creek just lost one of their more promising players just transferred to Seed King, but they have a newcomer in from Port Arthur. Who wins out of Bush and Summer Creek?
I just feel the front court matchup will be a little bit too much just in the preseason aspect for Summer Creek. So I'm gonna roll with Bush, but Summer Creek has a lot of guards, a lot of scrappy guards as well, some young guys. And so, but I just feel the front court matchup and the fact that they put Tyler on the wing and he's not being buried down low on the post. I really like that. Coach Dante Stiggers was coaching for them for Bush. And so he had Tyler playing on the wing a lot. And so him and Brandon Love, they look pretty solid together, one on the wing, one down low. And then every once in a while, Tyler would run down there to help on the offensive glass. And so I kind of like that combination a lot.
And of course, in the showcase games, this once again the Super 16 will take place Friday evening through Sunday. Guys, go download the RCS Sports app or go to the front page, the homepage of RCS Sports. Doesn't cost you a dime. Free content. Go and the schedule is posted on the front of rcssports.com. Also, go and check out the rosters are populated on the app on the website as well. You click on one of the teams. All of the teams who are participating, their rosters are accurate and they have been populated already. Trust me, this app will be updated within a timely fashion, within 15 minutes at the conclusion of every single game. I know because I'm updating that thing my damn self. So I know it's going to be updated. Also, we will have box scores from every single game at the Super 16. One of the things, this is an amenity that nobody else is going to be willing to go and pay the extra money to provide, because guess what? They're in the money-making business. We're in the service-providing business. Two different businesses, guys. And which one you think going to last longer? You remember that. 20 years and counting. I don't go to sleep. I fall asleep. That's what a hustler do. You can't go through school. I don't give a damn how many degrees you get. You can't go to school to become a hustler. Remember that. Some people just don't understand that. Well, I say it again. You can't get no education that's going to teach you how to hustle for good. You can go to school and go take classes to learn how to trick people, but you're not going to learn how to hustle. Hustle is something that you acquired with. That's the truth. And so people that know that, when they go and they say, oh yeah, that's it right there. He got it. So now, part of the hustling means you can look a person in the eyes and tell them what you're going to do, and then come back and when they will say, well, damn, he did it. He said he was going to do that. That means that's not trickery. Trickery is when you look him in the eyes and tell him you're going to do something and you do something else. Now, Exquisite Elite Cleaning will be on site. We're going to be sanitizing between every damn game. They're going to be cleaning everything and the balls and everything over there. But I mentioned those box scores. That's big and huge. That's a hell of expense. But now,
are we going to do our picks today?
It's time. I was going to say, Big Doug Jones just chimed in. He said he didn't know you was a Yankee fan, and you went and changed shirts. I say, hell, Doug, he might have a half dozen shirts over there with different teams on there. So don't pay him no mind. Trust me, he might have a whole shipment that came in with those team shirts on there. Let Hatter be great today. Jim, but meanwhile, Jeffrey Davis.
I bet I ain't got no Dallas Cowboy and no Texas shirt. I bet you $100 to a bucket of slop.
Hey, speaking of which, hey, Jeffrey Day, watch this right here. Every Thursday we pick our football picks, and last week that was a miscount on the election ballot, a ballot that didn't get counted properly, which caused me to lose last week. So I'm down 2-1. This is my tie-up week right here, and we're gonna take. Me and Hatter, watch. I need a witness, as I do every week.
I pick first this time.
Witness. How you know you pick first this
time?
Because
Rod Wells told me. Mr. Rod Wells told me.
Here we go. He's going to take the line or you're going to give the line. Now, remember, Hatter, one of the games have been canceled.
Yes.
And which game is that? Let's mark that off already. Which one of the games have been canceled?
The Titans in Pittsburgh.
Is it on there?
Oh, it's a Monday night game anyway.
Okay.
No. It's postponed, Jimmy. It's not at the bottom. They got it.
Don't worry. But they don't. I ain't gonna even need that this week. Come on, let's go.
They supposed to play that game Tuesday.
They're gonna play it Tuesday. I thought they say later on in the season.
No,
so they said
no. I think they changed it up, Doc. Okay,
Okay.
but we'll get there. Jimmy, it's Denver and the Jets. And I'm going to take Denver. I'll never bet with the Jets. I give you them
You said
little
take
couple
Denver.
of points. Whoa, 1 point. Oh, yeah. You can have that 1 point.
Okay. Next
Okay.
up, Minnesota at Houston. You know what? I'm gonna take Houston and get it 4 up. I'm gonna get it 4 up. Houston can't lose forever, man. They can't lose forever. It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna take Houston and give you that.
Jim. Yeah, they can. Yeah,
Come
they
on,
can.
next up, Cleveland and Dallas. 4.5 in Cleveland. You just said you won't get a shirt. What shirt you ain't gonna get? What shirt you won't get?
Dallas. I'm going with
So what
Dallas. I'm going with Dallas.
You go. Wait a minute.
I
You
ain't
just gonna
worried about
talk-
no shirt. I ain't worried about no shirt right now, Bob. I ain't worried about no shirt, Bob.
So you don't give me Odell.
Yes, sir. Tight Bridges.
The Chargers at Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
Shoot. I'm taking Tampa Bay and giving you that 7.
Hey, man.
Next up,
Hey, man. Hold on.
Baltimore and Washington.
Whoa. Stop. You know, I don't like to bet against Tom Brady, Jim. You can't do me like. See, you ain't got no.
You didn't bet against them. I gave you the other team. You didn't bet against them.
Okay.
You just took the other team.
Okay. All right.
Baltimore and at Washington. They're in Washington. Baltimore's giving up 13 after getting their heads beat in by Kansas City. So what you gonna do?
All a bit of them 13. And I'm
You
gonna
know
go
what?
with the Baltimore.
I'll take 13.
Here your butt.
How about this?
Arizona.
Arizona at Carolina. Arizona's giving up 3.5 on the road at Carolina. Talk to me.
I just did Baltimore, didn't I? Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, no, you're right.
It's my turn.
You're right.
No, that's right. You gave me Washington. Yeah, my turn. Arizona at Carolina. Arizona, they hurt. They broke down on me last week.
Give me Arizona, please. Give me Arizona. Because you done took them every week, Jimmy.
I lose with them last week. I win with them the week before. I'm going to take them one more time. Before I throw them away. I'm going to take Arizona. I'm going to give you that 3.5. Next up, New Orleans at Detroit. That is, guess what? That's your favorite team of Jeffrey Day. New Orleans at Detroit. What you going to do?
The Saints gonna beat us, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Who that talking
New
about
Orleans-
beating them Saints? Who that? I'm going with the Saints, boss.
You know what? I got Detroit in 4. Okay. Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is giving up 3 to Jacksonville. Guess what? Jacksonville did all right last week. Cincinnati is giving up 3. Little old LSU.
He can play. He
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
take 3. I'm gonna take the 3 in Jacksonville.
You gonna take Jacksonville?
Yeah.
I take little LSU then.
Seattle and Miami. Uh-oh.
Hey, I'm finna write that one down quick. Day. Watch this.
Sierra goes to Miami. So Sierra goes to South Beach. So here we go. See, 6.5.
Jimmy, her and Little Future.
Let me tell you something. Sierra and the Future going to South Beach. Guess what though? Old Santa Claus been throwing that ball, man. Santa Claus, I don't really like Santa Claus. He been throwing that ball for Miami. I'm telling you now, Chris Kringle been chucking that bill.
Listen.
Who you gonna take?
I'm taking Seattle,
no,
man.
It's your turn. Who you gonna take?
Seattle. Oh, you can't hear me?
I got Miami and the 6.5. Lori Dawson, make sure you mark that down. Indianapolis and Chicago. Indy at Chicago. Indy giving up 2.5. But them Bears ain't worth a quarter, man. But guess what? I'm gonna take the Bears.
No, I want the Bears.
I'm gonna take them Bears. They ain't worth a quarter, but guess what? They got a new quarterback. They might have worth a quarter, but they got a new quarterback. And they ain't lost a game. While you talking that smack, and they got Hurts at home. How the hell can that happen? How the hell can you be 3-0 at home and need Perms? I'm taking that. I might have to go online and get me put some money on that.
Go get you online and get you some. But I ain't wasting no time. Dave, you see how quick I make these decisions.
The Giants at the Rams.
Rams.
The Giants at the Rams.
Rams. I'm going to give you them, what 12 and a half
12
points?
and a half.
I'm going to give you 12 and a half points.
Ooh.
Yeah. Get to you.
Buffalo at Vegas. Buffalo, I really believe that Buffalo been tricking folk.
Okay.
They ain't lost a game yet. Josh Allen, they got all the folks mad at Bomani Jones for talking about Josh Allen. And guess what? I'm going to take the 3 points in Las Vegas.
Okay, I got Buffalo.
New England at Kansas City. Come on with it. Tight britches.
Hey, Dave, I got to take a minute on this.
Britches versus half-breed. Half-breed and tight britches going head to head. What you want to do?
Guess what? I got to bet with my heart this time. I never can bet against tight britches. I got New England. I'm going to go with New England. I ain't scared. Cam Newton.
Okay. Philadelphia at Frisco is our last pick of the night. Philly visits Frisco, and once again, a depleted Frisco team, a banged-up Frisco team, but Philly has yet to win a game this season, and they it's a Sunday night game. Who the quarterback? They still gonna go with Foles?
Oh, no. Who you
Wentz.
Wentz. Carson Wentz.
Wentz. He's still a quarterback over there?
Yes, he is. $100 million worth. A guaranteed money.
Ain't no fans gonna be at the game, so man,
if you're scared, I told you, just call the police.
I'm gonna take that 7.
You gonna go with Philly?
I'm gonna take that 7. You know what? That boy playing for his job. He know if he don't win this game, there's gonna be a new quarterback in Philly. He know that. So those are our picks for the week. Lori Dotson, I hope you got the winning ticket. I just got it. I might put a clean sweep on today. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it, man, for the Chop Shop. Guess what? This weekend, don't forget, go over to RCS Sports. Check out that article by Jeffrey Day. His first article on the team with RCS Sports. And Adam, speaking of Jeffrey Day, is still his Ball So Hard will be concentrating on the video content. Explain to him, Jeffrey Day, what Ball So Hard is going to do and how and so that people won't get it misconstrued.
Okay. Yeah, Ball So Hard. Doing the videos as we have been doing. Nothing's going to change with that. We were moving away from rankings anyway, so it's just kind of like God puts everything in motion for a reason and does stuff, and so we were going to be moving away from doing rankings anyway and do more so of a projectability. So that that worked out hand in hand perfectly. And then also on the back end, I will still be a ranking editor for Prep Hoops, and so as Houston is reflected on RCS rankings, they will be reflected on the Prep Hoops rankings on the Texas side, as well as the Prep Hoops national rankings as well.
There you go. And of course,
you know what? Hey, Jeffrey Day, when you gonna do that? The commentator, when you did the little commentator in the game on what you call, when you gonna do that again?
Oh yes, sir. I got a couple of dates open. And then what I'm also going to do, I'll share right now is, every Tuesday I will put out a poll on Twitter, and I'll take 4 games, and then I'll let the fans decide, and they'll have until Thursday to vote. Everybody will get the vote for which game will get the live streaming. And so on Friday, On Thursday after the votes come in, I'm already going to contact all athletic administrators from each school. Already been approved by the UIL to do so, and then I'll contact all athletic administrators at each school and let them know, when I will be coming, and so present them my UIL letter, and that's how we're going to do it. We're going to let the fans kind of choose, but we'll always have different matchups. So, I may not always be in the same gym as everybody else because I kind of like being in the gyms where everybody else aren't. So that way you can kind of find, other kids and kind of help them in their situations.
Well, that's once again, boss. Thanks a bunch, man, for joining us. Jeffrey Day, once again, just tuned in, has joined the RCS Sports team, and check out his article right now on the front of the website, rcssports.com. Download the RCS Sports app, and you can follow along and come out to the Super 16 extravaganza, the Fall High School Championships, which will take place this weekend over at the gym. The address and everything is in the app, as well as the rosters and the teams, the schedule, the brackets, everything is in the RCS Sports app. Guess what? Or you can go to the RCS Sports website, look right on the front, as well as his preview. And once again, on behalf, we got to get ready to land the plane. Charlie, you had
one
something
more thing, Jimmy. I want to add that don't forget the Chop Shop merchandise app is up and ready. Thank you, Nisaville. Thank you for everybody. And we're gonna make sure y'all get these t-shirts and gear as soon as you put the order in. I'm gonna figure it out how quick we can get it back to you. So let's make that happen. I've just posted it again. I think I just posted it again. Check it out, and y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna put it on all our social media, and so you can get it in case you missed it today. So, but Jimmy, so y'all, what's the first day? What's the first game on Friday? When does this the Super 16 start? What day it start? Is it this?
It starts on Friday.
This Friday, first Friday evening.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll work something out. All right. We out of here. I'm out.
Yeah. All right, peace out, guys. It's time to slide on down. Dino's back. Yabba dabba do this.
How can you get tickets,
for
Jimmy?
The Chop Shop.
You can't get tickets in advance. You got to get tickets at the door. Because somebody
at the door, and you're ready to get in, or hopefully so get there. Once again, everybody will have an opportunity because you have to vacate the courts after every game. That's what we're going to do, so in an effort to enable or give the opportunity to senior citizens or handicapped or elderly or even kids, and especially parents. There's no reason for them to have to stand up or wait around or not get a seat to watch their beloved ones play. So we're going to clear the gym, and you come out. Now, you guys that clear the gym are welcome to come on back in as space permit. But
how
that's
long does
the way
that take, Jimmy? Because I've never been to
Rick Nelson and his crew. They're gonna have those vests on, and trust me, man. Hey, I saw them in action over at the Doug's Dozen. They getting them up out of there. They herding the cattle and get them up out of there. And the thing is, you have to schedule the games in a timely fashion, but it takes about 8 minutes, pin on the court to get everybody on up out of there.
Okay.
But it's for the safety of others, and therefore.
So be patient when you come. Be patient.
Yeah, and because you're not letting people in there until a certain amount of time before their game. So after the game start, then if you're late and so far late, you won't be able to get in for that game. If you're more than 15, 20 minutes late past tip-off time, because that means you might be really for the next game and trying to sneak in with that section.
But you got to go out anyway and come back in, right? After every single game. How does this do? What did this game, Jimmy? What did this game end before this game?
Well, the good thing about the gym, we have different locations. Different exits. Every court has its own door to exit out the side of. That's the good thing. So as opposed to in the past, at some locations, other sites, you have to wait till both games over. In this one, you not necessarily don't, but Rick Nelson and his crew, trust me, Hatter, they own it. Guess what? That's what I'm paying their ass for.
Why didn't nobody video that? Why didn't nobody video that?
You can go and check him out on Twitter. Rick has videos.
Okay.
He does all of the gas holes and everything, and they have videos of flushing them out. Him, Rick Nelson, Henry Sims, Jalon Debs, and the rest of their crew, they're pretty good at that, man. They get them up out of there really quick. and then they started sanitizing everything. So that's a great thing. Once again, hey man, thanks a bunch for Jeffrey Day, RCS Sports, Robert Hatter, myself, Jim Hicks. See you guys on Monday. Have a safe weekend. See you guys at the Super 16.
Jimmy, hold
there
on,
will
Jimmy,
be
Jimmy, live streaming. What about live streaming?
Yes. I've talked with the Baller TV people this morning, and I'm hoping and striving to try to do anything I can to find Jeffrey Day with his video and expertise to soon to put the power up on it so he'll be able to live stream himself. That way we can just circulate that, and that way this black man can get that bread from these live streams. But until now, we have to go with Baller TV. But the gym is known for pretty good internet and their service. So that's the games will be seen live on Baller TV. And the good thing about it, you have your rosters that you can click on the app and you know who you're watching on both teams at the same time. That is, let me tell you something, guys. If you think that's what I just mentioned is easy and commonplace, you go find me another event that had the rosters uploaded this fall. You know, that was from a black.
Let's get off this show.
Hold on, from a black-owned event operator.
Well, then, hey, them other black-owned event operators got to get their weight up. Then they got to get their weight. They got to level up. That was Sierra said, level up.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So anyway, man, peace, guys. We up out here. Chop shop.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop.